You think you know him, the funny man, the magical chocolate maker, the face that made millions smile. But what if I told you, his entire life started with one painful sentence that changed everything? Gene Wilder was born on June 11, 1933, but his real story didn't begin with fame, it began with fear. As a young boy, he watched his mother suffer from a serious heart condition. And one day, doctors told him something no child should ever hear. Try to make her laugh, it might help her live longer. That moment created Gene Wilder. From that day on, he wasn't just a kid anymore. He became someone who felt responsible for someone else's happiness. Every smile he created, every laugh he chased, came from a place of love and pressure. And maybe that's why his comedy always felt so real, because it wasn't fake. It was survival. As he grew older, Gene Wilder didn't walk into success. He struggled. Small roles. Rejections. Uncertainty. There was nothing glamorous about his early journey. But he kept going, quietly improving, quietly believing. And then, everything changed. When he started working with Mel Brooks, the world finally saw what he could do. The producers, Blazing Saddles, suddenly, people couldn't ignore him anymore. He had a different kind of comedy. Not loud. Not forced. But emotional, unpredictable, human. But the role that made him unforgettable? Willy Wonka. That wasn't just acting. That was magic. When Gene Wilder walked onto the screen as Willy Wonka, he created something no one had ever seen before. Calm, mysterious, slightly strange, but deeply emotional. You never knew if he was joking, or serious, and that's what made people stay glued to the screen. But while the world was smiling, his personal life was about to test him in the hardest way. Gene fell deeply in love with actress Gilda Radner. Their relationship was full of laughter, warmth, and genuine happiness. For once, the man who made everyone laugh, found someone who understood him. And then, everything broke. Gilda was diagnosed with cancer. Suddenly, life wasn't funny anymore. Gene Wilder stayed with her through everything, the treatments, the fear, the pain. He watched the person he loved slowly fade away, and there was nothing he could do to stop it. When she passed away, it changed him forever. The same man who once brought laughter to millions, was now dealing with a silence that no one could see. But here's what makes his story different. He didn't run from that pain. He used it. Gene Wilder turned his heartbreak into purpose. He started supporting cancer awareness, helping others who were going through the same nightmare. Once again, he chose to help people, even when he was hurting himself. That was who he was. Not just funny. Not just talented. But deeply human. In his later years, Gene Wilder slowly stepped away from the spotlight. No drama. No noise. Just a quiet exit. He started writing, living a peaceful life, away from the chaos of Hollywood. But life had one more test waiting. He was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. A condition that slowly erases memories, the very thing that made him who he was. Imagine that, a man whose life was built on emotions, expressions, and unforgettable moments, slowly losing them. And yet, even then, his family chose to keep it private. No headlines. No sympathy. Just dignity. On August 29, 2016, Gene Wilder passed away at the age of 83. And the world didn't just lose an actor. It lost a feeling. Because Gene Wilder wasn't just someone you watched. He was someone you felt. His story isn't just about movies. It's about a child who learned to smile through pain. A man who gave laughter even when he was breaking. And a life that proved something powerful. Sometimes, the people who make the world happiest, are the ones fighting the deepest battles. And maybe that's why, even today, when you see his smile, It feels different.